Paramania Radio.
So it's Monday.
Yeah.
And what do we always do on Monday?
Well, duh. We go there.
Where at?
Paramania? How long you been doing this?
Well, long enough, but we need to let other people know.
I know you'd be like,
this is Teresa, and please come join us for Sit, Chat, and Laugh with the Lunches. Jay'll make you laugh.
Jay. Hey, y'all, this is Big Dumb Redneck. Come listen to us here on ParamaniaRadio.com.
I'll get out my stones and my crystals and make you feel all tingly inside.
And I'm about as sensitive as a rock.
You are a rock.
This party's one. What time?
7 to 9 p.m. Where are you at?
I'm right here.
Why?
I'm sitting next to you. You're looking at me.
I'm not like being in the studio with you. You do bad things.
Oh, no, not all the time. You guys come and listen to us.
I
on
would.
ParamaniaRadio.com.
I would, because she's funny.
Monday nights, 7p to 9p.
Eastern Daylight Time. ParamaniaRadio.com.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Paramania, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
You are listening to Paramania Radio.
You're listening to the Parasearch UK radio show with your hosts Kerry Greenaway and Jay Lynch, right here on Paramania Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Parasearch UK radio show. And I'm talking way fast for whatever reason. I don't know, so I'll just let Kerry talk and I'll shut up.
What is wrong with me?
Give me your Mountain Dew.
Yeah. And enough of the energy drinks, Jay. Chill.
Wow.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight we're talking about not taking stimulants whilst doing paranormal investigations. That's what we're going to talk about tonight, I feel. You know, it's becoming a regular occurrence on Thursday evening.
I apologize for anything I may or may not say tonight because I may or may not make sense.
I don't think you're going to make much sense out of this one. So good evening. We have got Jay, obviously, and we've got Teresa. Good evening, Teresa.
Good evening. How are you, dear?
And of course.
And David.
Hiding in the background, we got Dr. Dave.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord, indeed.
And tonight's sponsor is Mountain Dew, the Viagra for DJ and radio hosts all around the world.
Wonder if we could get him to sponsor us. God, that'd be awesome. So, guys, I thought we'd have a little round table discussion tonight rather than bringing a guest on, because we haven't done one of these for a little while. So I thought, I like our round table discussions. And so what's been trending on the internet this week that we all hate?
Well, okay, we're not going to talk about what those sites, are we?
No.
Oh, my bad.
No, not those sites.
There are some cute kitty cats trending on the internet.
There are
some really cute kitty cats, trending. However, I'm talking about the Yanny and the Laurel.
Oh, she went there.
Bang! Oh, hell yeah! Only because it was trending so everywhere I went, every social, it was trending everywhere. But it brought up quite a serious point about audio pareidolia.
You know what? I have to give a shout out here on this, because our friend Rick Rose.
He's not our friend anymore. I'm mad at him.
He was an asshat.
It was Teresa that cursed this time.
Because he posted this, and I was like, oh, I've heard about this. Let me listen, because he says, all right, I caved in. What do you hear? Laurel or Yanni or Yaller or whatever
Yanni.
it was. Okay. And I'm listening to it, and all I can hear is butt poop. Butt poop.
No.
And I even posted on his post, this is why I don't listen to EVPs. All I hear is butt poop. And I'm like, I tried so hard. I even said Laurel.
And she listened to it.
And I over again. I'm like, you know what? This is ridiculous. This is exactly why I cannot do EVPs. And then Jay told me that he did it on purpose and he was just making fun of it, which really made me feel like a horse's patoot.
He's horrible like that. No, it was. It is. I can't hear EVPs either, Teresa. So don't worry about it.
No,
that's why I
bad them.
No, it takes me forever. Everyone goes, "Oh, can you hear this?" And I'm like, "No,
no."
You know. Well, if I just do this and this and this on the computer, then you might be able to hear it. Well, surely the whole point of an EVP is that you don't have to do lots of weird bits on a computer audio, software thing for me to hear it. Surely it should be just there.
Right.
But see, this is kind of interesting to me. That leads into a whole new topic, and not where you start out with this, but I have been paying attention to that, and the majority of people who say they have a hard time hearing EVPs also have abilities. They hear things that other people don't hear anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm seeing that.
There you go, Teresa.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you stop and pay attention to it, you think of all the people that told you that they can't really hear EVPs, and see how many of them actually are gifted in whatever way, clairaudient, clairvoyant, psychic,
they have some
whatever.
sort of gift.
Yes. The
That's
majority,
true.
but you guys aren't used to relying on your senses because you have those abilities. You have your extrasensory perception. So you don't actually rely on your physical to understand these things, where people like me who don't have those abilities, we rely on our 5 common senses. So it seems to work that way. Dave, what's your opinion?
Yeah, Dave.
Well, I was going to add that I think that people who have gifts usually, not always, because not all people are higher. What's the term? Higher energy, higher vibration.
Frequency?
Vibration.
I'm higher energy. They're higher vibration or high frequency.
Right. So
I'm high energy.
Well, yeah, you're super energy, supercharged.
Yeah.
I was going to say that people who are mediums and have other psychic gifts, I think are higher vibration energy, and they tend to actually also hear in the higher frequencies. So what I found interesting is most of the people that I know that they're gifted in that way, were hearing in this case the word yanny, where people who hear in the lower frequency range. Some of us in the more extreme lower frequency range, we're hearing laurel, but it's kind of because I kind of analyzed the audio for this because I was kind of interested for about 10 seconds and then I lost interest. It's kind of it's a trick of the ear sort of thing. It's how old are you, first of all, because your age affects your hearing, and then what angle is your ear in relation to the speaker that's putting out the audio. So it's kind of like a phase thing in which you hear it. And then also, what is the type of speaker being used to play the audio? So if the speaker is a cell phone with a crappy, tinty, no bass at all in the speaker, kind of phone speaker, then you're going to hear more higher frequencies than the lower frequencies. And so forth. Whereas if you plugged it up and played it on like big computer speakers or like my floor speakers I have in my office here that are, what was that, 4 or 5 feet tall, those, are a little bit more bassier, and so, it puts out a more full range speaker. So you might hear the sounds differently that way between the speakers and devices. So here's where it comes into play. Now the word laurel is the lower frequency, but the way the brain works is really weird. The higher in frequency it is, if it is above a certain decibel level, your brain will lock on to the higher frequency thing, naturally.
Okay.
If you're able to hear it. So it has to do with the ability of your hearing, and like I said, and your age. So your age affects your hearing, and men lose hearing sooner than women. And this is mostly, not always the case, but historically based on the fact that men usually work in more, louder environments through their careers, or they work in, factories or whatever, more physical labor kind of jobs. So it's louder stuff going on around them. So they actually have, some degradation they're hearing from that over the years. But as you age, you lose your hearing slightly anyways. You start losing higher frequencies. A real fun game is that you take a little tone generator with your cell phone on the app, and the cell phone's really crappy for this, but it does it well enough that it's a fun game to play with the kids, and you have a couple kids, so you could have fun with this, Gary, and so do you,
I could,
Teresa
yeah.
and Jay.
Yeah.
So what you do is if they're say they're 25 and younger, you play frequencies in the tone generator at around 12,000 hertz. To you, because it's coming out of a crappy cell phone speaker, you might hear something. It's not the actual frequency you're hearing. It's kind of like a side effect of being put out digitally through your phone. But what to them, they're going to hear the original frequency, and it's going to seem loud as shit, and they're not going to know where it's coming from, and they're going to be looking around the house going, where the hell is that loud noise? It's so annoying. And as soon as they get within like a couple feet of it, it's going to be painful to them. It's a good way to get their attention. Us older people can't hear those really high frequencies.
Cool. I'm going to try that.
So that's where it all comes into, this whole Yanny thing, because the original audio came from vocabulary.com, where it actually said the vocabulary word laurel. The recording of it that has been spread all over the place actually is a recording of it being played on a speaker with other artifacts of other noise there. And it sounds to me like they were just incidental, but they happened to be in the right frequency range to create that effect and make you think you're hearing that higher frequency range if your ears can hear it and if your brain locks into it, and then you think you hear Yanny or some variation thereof. Although after analyzing this to death for me, I kind of hear, kill me now.
You went too far with it.
Well, you certainly looked into that one, didn't you, darling?
I did.
Well, that's good, because now we can wrap the show up and say goodnight. No, I'm joking.
And we're all going out to the pub afterwards. See you later.
Yeah. See you later. There you go. There's your explanation, guys. And we're off. No, but I think he highlighted a really good point of actually your ears are not, like we've talked about our eyes before not being particularly reliable on investigations, but our ears aren't either then, are they?
No. Not at all. My wife and I, been paranormal investigating together since we met, and we would review audio, and I would hear something. She goes, "I don't hear that," and then she would hear something, and I'm like, "I don't hear that." And it wasn't until I started playing with the frequencies, but it wasn't until I started playing with the frequencies of what she said she was hearing and brought them down, like shifted them down lower, so that I would actually hear, oh my God, she actually is hearing an EVP. I just can't hear it with my ears because it's in a higher frequency register.
Oh, so it is worth then fiddling with your audio on a I always call it Audacity, but Audio City or whatever it's called.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a simple frequency shift because you're not really changing it per se. You're just bringing a range of frequencies down into a lower range where you can hear it, if your hearing needs it.
Obviously, mine does because I never hear them.
Mine does too.
Yeah.
No,
it's an endless source of frustration. Do you not find that, Teresa?
I do, because Jay will say, "You can't hear that." I'll be like, "Hear what?" No. But then if somebody, if somebody were to tell me that it says, it said, "Oh, shut up." If somebody were to say, it says Laurel, and then I listen to it, okay, maybe I could, I think I could heir that.
But see, now you're listening for that, and that goes into being
and then you're
led.
listening to it. Or you said, listening for it.
And that's the funny thing, too, because also they're now creating suggestion also, because they're saying, do you hear this or this?
Yeah, true.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there
but
was
they
a
do
couple
that.
times.
But there's loads of times we've seen that, with programs, it's an endless source of frustration for people, is that they actually put up what you're supposed to hear out of an EVP. I know why they do it, but you kind of want them to play it before they tell you to see if what you heard is what they heard, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Don't put that suggestibility there first. At least play it 2 or 3 times so people can have that chance to see if they can hear it before, we heard it as this, on the TV side of things.
Yeah, I just don't hear them very well.
What?
That's the other reason why men lose their hearing early, because they're so busy tuning out the wives nagging them about taking out the trash and stuff.
Children.
Whatever the noise distraction is from the football game, right? They start tuning it out, and then it becomes a psychological thing. So now their hearing actually is affected, but their brain is basically tuned out certain frequencies.
Well, I always thought it was a selective hearing DNA thing for you men.
Yep.
So it was an inbred thing.
Inbred? No, we're not like those kind of people.
A male species thing.
This was like those blue people of Kentucky, right? Or is it West Virginia or wherever they are? They actually have blue skin.
Oh, bluish hue to the skin when they've inbred so much. Yeah,
yep.
That's true. First thing, like, what? That's the truth.
True thing.
I don't believe that. I know. Me and Teresa are sitting there going, what?
I've seen photos
of
these.
So.
I've seen photos of these people. They're actually
blue skinned.
They actually have blue skin. And I'm not talking about the Blue Man Group.
No, you got a bluish hue.
Well, that's what I thought you were talking about at first.
No. These are actually real people who have a bluish tint to their skin because of inbreeding that has occurred.
And who are these
blue people of Kentucky?
Right.
See?
Okay.
I'll be
I mean, both looking at this now.
They're from Eastern Kentucky, where your family's from.
We'll ignore you and have a look at these blue people of Kentucky.
It says the blue people of Kentucky are not a myth. They are members of a family carrying a rare gene.
Oh gosh, they are blue.
Right?
See?
In the chat room.
I'm so sorry, everybody. We've actually got a way to Google this behind your backs because we don't believe what these guys are telling us.
Jay, I just put Papa Smurf in the chat room.
Honestly, I was thinking, are they really like blue, or are they just like, wow?
No, they're blue. They said that when one baby was born, they immediately rushed it to the hospital in Lexington because it was blue.
Saying it was a blue baby, which back then blue babies died.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And then there was nothing wrong with the baby other than the fact that his skin was blue and he had some kind of chromosomal thing.
The doctors came to the conclusion that the little boy's name is Benji, had inherited a rare gene found in the Appalachian Mountains, or the Alpaca Mountains, however you want to say it.
In the Alpaca Mountains.
Yeah,
the blue babies.
Every week we manage to get the Alpaca Mountains in there. It's almost as bad as Mark's aliens. Carry on.
And it says a gene is turned entire generations of family blue.
Wow.
If you watch Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they would be descendants of the Kree.
Oh, now he's gone into a whole subject. I have literally not a clue what he's talking about. That went right over the
aliens. Ask Mark Manley. He'll tell you it's aliens.
And then there's the Blue Man Group, and those guys they're kind of freaky.
Well, yeah, they're completely freaky. Oh, dearie me.
But they make great music.
See, that is like really, really weird. Anyway,
I'm back to Richard's thing in the chat room before we got on this topic. I understand all EVPs as it always comes with subtitles.
Right.
Multiple times over.
Nearly as good as apparitions always come with a red circle or an arrow.
Yep.
Look, it's right here.
It's there in case you miss it. Just there. If it's that good, you won't miss it. So, there are green, in the UK, there's a story about a green-skinned people.
Are there stories, or do we have proof like we have here in Kentucky?
Well, no, we haven't got like genetic proof of these green-skinned people, but it's a well-known tale.
Well, they're actually French. The genus found in the Fugate family is from a line of the French Huguenots, whose descendants settled into Kentucky, Ireland, and Finland.
It's so
they got bluefin people, and we thought they were fish.
At least Carrie laughed at that joke.
I thought it was funny. Thank you, Carrie.
That tickled me, that did. I don't know. There's a well-known tale of green. They're called the Green Children of Woolpit in the UK, and they apparently appeared in a village in Woolpit, funny enough, that's what it was called. This was 12th century, though, so we have no proof. This is a well-known tale. And they're supposed to be, there was one story that reckoned that they turned green because they had to eat grass for so many years to survive, and then they happened upon this village. I mean, the UK is not that big. I'm sure they could have found a village before they turned green to eating grass. Just putting that out there. Another one is that they were inhabitants from another world, or subterranean world, or that they weren't really green. They were just two children that were not the same colour as the people in the village. They just call them the green children of Woolpit. It's an interesting folklore tale in the UK. It's amazing how we went from EVPs onto coloured skinned children and blue skinned.
It's the aliens.
They look like little Shreks.
They didn't look like little Shreks.
They do. Looking at them.
Richard just put a link in the chat room. So of course I'm going to it. Thanks, Richard. I gotta watch. I trust Richard, so I click on automatically.
Yeah, no, Ancient Origins is quite a good site to go to. But yeah, it's a really, really interesting tale when you look at it. But as I say, it's a well-known tale that has been discussed many, many times. But it was 12th century, so it was like hard to. You can't, other than the generic retold story, that you can't really look into it any further than that because it's so far back. But it is an interesting one, definitely.
Huh. I had never heard of that, so I'm going to have to investigate, right?
Well, I'm sitting here looking at it, and it says the boy and girl spoke an unknown language.
Mm-hmm.
Sported strange clothing and only ate raw beans. Oh, and their skin was green. Like, that's just an afterthought.
Yeah.
Kind of like if people eat too much carrots,
their
skin turns orange color.
Right.
Wasn't there I don't know if this was an urban myth or not, but wasn't there an orange juice that used to turn, if children drank too much of it, it turned their skin orange?
Probably Tang, that fake shit.
Probably Tang.
No, but if you but if you eat too many carrots, if you eat carrots too much, you actually your skin will turn an orange tint.
Yes, couldn't this have been that?
So, since I'm so pale and pasty, I must have eaten the shit out of carrots. I mean, I'd rather have an orange tan than no tan at all.
Then you look like Donald Trump.
Wow. He went there.
Hey,
he went there with
that's
Donald.
how you know he's a health nut. He eats lots of carrots with his steaks.
Just steak and carrot. That's all he eats. No.
I have to say that that's not true, because I used to eat a whole lot of chocolate, and my skin never turned brown.
No, I do still eat a lot of chocolate on that quest for a natural tan. I mean, come on.
That's right, and it just doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
It's not. God.
I'm not saying a word to this one.
I'm not
saying a word to this one.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm letting this one completely go.
Yeah.
Probably for the best. Probably for the best on that
Max in the chat room said, boo.
Oh, my goodness me. I
thought Big and Funky got off the rails last night. We beat them off the rails every week.
Oh, of course we do. It's almost a challenge now that we have to go far to.
No, it's a challenge to stay on focus.
Right. On focus. Yeah, that's true.
Stay focused, Jay. Now, we all know what focus stands for me, right?
Focus.
Yeah.
It's not far from Borley. Oh, that's definitely a road trip, Richard. Oh, that's shaping up to
Can I go?
Day out. If you can get to the UK, then yeah, of course you can come.
Promise? Oh, you meant on the trip.
Oh, my God.
Yes, Carrie, you can hear Carrie blush.
I can. I'm actually going, oh, my God. I can't
Carrie blushes, Teresa hollers, and Jay just goes, oh, shit.
Borley Rectory, that's a haunted location, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely, again, another fascinating story from the UK, where it's Harry Price was very involved with that. But the whole history of the families that lived at the rectory is honestly, it's a sitcom. It really is. It could be made into such a good sitcom without the haunted factor. And it's just one of those places. Now, the actual rectory doesn't stand anymore. It's now not there. There's nothing there at all. But there is a nun that is supposed to, it's called the Nun's Walk, and she's supposed to still haunt it. So it's like one of those places, but it's a really small village, and they don't like sort of like people coming in, like sort of doing their thing with their EVP machines and, stuff like that there. They don't like it at all.
Oh, so if a damn Yank comes in there and does it, they're really not going to be happy.
Could you imagine taking you lot? But at one point...
Hell yes.
The thing is, it was getting ridiculous at one point. Coach loads of people would be turning up to Borley. And trust me, there's nothing in this village apart from a church and a few houses. It is that small a village. There's not even a pub, I don't think.
Oh, we'll make one.
Well, I think there's a challenge on the table right there to put a pub in Borley. But no, I don't think there's even a pub from what I recall from when I went there. But we literally passed through it. But yeah, that'd be a great road trip. Borley Rectory and Woolpit. Oh yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm. And open a pub.
Yeah. Well, I wanted a career change, so why not?
Oh yeah.
In fact, I might build the pub on the site of where Borley Rectory used to be and call it Borley Pub.
Hell yes.
Should it be Borley Inn?
Are you going to board people there?
The tavern. I nearly went Taverna. That's Greece.
I like pub.
Okay, Richard said the mad woman that lives by the church is the one to look out for.
Yeah, she really doesn't like people visiting.
That covers a lot of women.
So is she a live woman or is she?
No, she's alive. Yeah, she comes out. Yeah,
that was a fair question.
Yeah, but there's a lot of mad women living by churches, so that's kind of important. Bad.
Yeah, they are. We went and visited. We have a good friend called Eddie Brazil, who's a well-known authority on Borley Rectory, and he was telling us some of the amazing stories that he's got from when he's been there and researched it. He wrote the definitive guide to Borley Rectory, which is a good read, guys, by the way, if you want to know about Borley Rectory. So yeah, we've had a couple of really good days with Eddie. We need another road trip to there as well, Richard, by the way. But yeah. So where's what folklore kind of tales have you got from your area? There must be something.
Oh God, it's Ohio. There's in United States. There's an Indian burial ground everywhere.
Yeah, there's all over.
I'm kidding.
And if you seriously think about it, there's not a spot on the earth, on the land, that you could go that something hasn't passed away.
Oh yeah.
So there's a chance for everything to have some sort of residual energy.
Yeah, but with urban legends like that, that's how. My mind just went off the track.
We've got several urban legends locally here.
My brain just derailed like a son bitch. Thunk.
So, can you think of one?
Let's see. You got
the Lady in
White. Here's not even a mile and a half from the house here, where a lady supposedly they'd seen a apparition of a lady in white dress come off the hillside. Back in the 70s, it's happened twice since then. I've investigated probably.
It's supposed to be nice out tomorrow night. You want to go there?
Yeah, but we went over there. All different types of weather, all times of the year. The story is that she lived on that road in a house with her husband and the three children, and her husband was in the local town at a social gathering, which is then back then would either be the Masons or the IOOF, International Order of Odd Fellows. So but the house caught on fire. She couldn't get the kids out. She went to get help. She actually was running through the woods in the dark, hit her head on a tree limb and snapped her neck, and she died. And the kids burned up in the fire, and they're all buried in a local cemetery, her local cemetery here. And people see her apparition come running off the hill.
Oh.
We've investigated it countless times, and I have yet to capture any form of evidence whatsoever. I found the foundation of an old house up there. May be the same house, may not be. I don't know. It's way back up in the woods, up on the hillside and stuff. Actually, I found a foundation of 3 different houses. Mm-hmm. One, I do know what it is, and that it used to be that old farmhouse that was there, because the grounds used to be used for a Boy Scout camp, 170-some acres, 176 acres. So I've done a lot of research into it and stuff, and I've been over there, probably 30, 40 times, different times of the year, different times of the day, the night.
We even went last year around Halloween.
Yeah. So, and we made sure we went on close to Halloween on a full moon. Blah blah blah. Anything that could possibly be a trigger item for the situation. I've tried to do it to see if I can't see if it isn't there or possible residual, or can I actually find out where she's at and maybe step in her path and see if I can't get some kind of an intelligent response.
Dave, have you got any folklores around where you are? Tales?
I have no idea. I haven't been here long enough to bother looking into it, to be honest with you. I grew up in Maryland, and I don't really know of any from there either. Man, I'm just useless here, aren't I?
Well, on this particular topic, you are, yeah.
Richard,
but that's okay. You did the EVP thing, so it's cool.
I just can't think of anything.
Every place has a crybaby bridge.
Oh, God. In the United States,
Dead Man's Curve.
A Dead Man's Curve, a crybaby bridge.
We have Dead Man's Curves.
A Lady in Blue. Lady in Blue or Lady in White. That's just about in every single county over here, and then you get into every state. So that means Ohio's got 88 counties. So there's at least 88 crybaby bridges in Ohio.
Wow.
It's
a lot of
everywhere.
crying babies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's something to me that it's over redundant. It's like saying, now you get the Dogman sightings coming up, and the Bigfoot sightings are coming up, and that's starting to get active again.
The weather changed.
Yeah, people are getting out more.
So I was going to say, is that because people are going out more? So they're going out in the woods and scaring themselves?
Right.
Or does he hibernate? Or does it hibernate?
I'm way back when we was talking about the pubs.
I know. He's coming up with some great names. Crispy Critter's House as well is another one he's come up with.
That's a good one.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Except, if I'm serving food, maybe not the right image for what I want to, but slobber knockers, love it.
I like slobber knockers.
Yeah, I'm going to open a pub called Slobber Knockers. In Morley, funny enough.
Okay.
No,
but you got to bring all of us over there to have the grand opening.
Yeah.
Okay, so Richard has said, what about Pennsylvania, where the Amish communities are?
There's Amish everywhere. There's Amish here in Indiana.
Yeah, they're
there's
everywhere.
Amish in Ohio. They usually stick to their own little areas and group together. But there's a lot of Amish in Pennsylvania.
Do they have any folklore?
Great potato salad, though. Great potato salad.
Yeah, but the problem with it is they don't communicate that stuff.
Yeah,
if they have any kind of folklore like that, they're so bent on their style of religious and their interpretation of the Bible that things like that they absolutely will not discuss with the public or anything like that. And I highly doubt they discuss a lot amongst themselves because they would find that to be demonic and evil and everything else. But I don't know. Now you get me curious to go to some of these Amish communities. Teresa, what are we doing Saturday morning? Can we make a trip down to the country see if I can't talk to them about urban legends?
Maybe.
I mean, can I get, I'm going to, if I go down there, I'm going to have to eat. I'm going to put on 5 pounds back on my diet, if not 10.
No, you won't.
But they never, because they're really clean living.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to have to rent a buggy or walk into town.
Let me tell you what happened. We went down to the area that he's talking about.
God.
And we took both the kids and Jason.
It's all a lie, folks. It's all a lie.
It is not. That's
took
why
my
you're
mom,
so
too.
defensive. I said in your mom. And
she's lying.
We went down there and we purchased a couple loaves of sourdough bread and beef sticks. And Jay says we were trying to figure out who was going to sit where in the van. And Jay says, I'll sit in the very back. It's no big deal. Well, then we got to realizing as we're driving that Jay was awfully quiet. And the kids looked back there and he had ate an entire loaf of bread.
Fresh sourdough bread.
Yeah, he just sat there and was just gorging himself.
And 2 packs of beef sticks.
We were all hungry and wanting to stop somewhere, and Jay goes, no, I can't even get out.
You guys stopped. I just said, I'm tired, I'm full, I'm just going to take a nap. So they went in to eat in the restaurant. I sat back in the van, took a nap. But she's lying. She made all that up. It never happened.
Of course not. Then you would never do something like that, would you, Jay?
Like it wasn't beer. They never found it.
Hence why you're now on a diet.
Right.
Yep. Those kind of occasions, really, I feel. So these communities where they're like very, I mean, we have Orthodox Jews in the UK, and they keep themselves very, although they're part of the community, they also keep their traditions and their way of life very, very to themselves. They just do their thing and whatnot. Very similar, I would imagine, to the Amish. How do you say that word?
Amish.
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 Like
it's like an O, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and Max says, do they pay taxes? I really don't know. I would have to check on that, but I imagine they would have to because the property and stuff and all they would have to pay taxes on property taxes and stuff like that.
I would think they would. I can't think they would get away with that.
And most of them, they do wonderful businesses. That I will give them the credit that they have an art form of working with things, whether it be leather, tools, metal, you name it, even farming, that is pretty much dead to this culture on this side of the pond. If it wasn't for them keeping it alive, they do some spectacular metalwork. They still, they don't have any kind of powery vehicles and stuff. They build their houses by hand and things, and raise their farms by hand. And and there's no power tools. It's all the old style hand tools, and it's amazing to watch them work and to build those old buggies and build the wire, the metal rims for the wheels and everything. It's amazing to me I know a lot of people make fun of them and pick on them and stuff, but I tell you what, the craftsmanship that they have can't be touched by any place else in this country.
They're amazing.
Not in this country.
There is something to be said about their way of life. Apparently, they have very, very low disease rates within their communities as well, don't they?
Right.
Why do we have covered bridges in the U.S.? Well, there's several different folklores on that. Believe it or not, there's folklores on why there's covered bridges. Some people say because of Indian attacks and things like that back when they were still unsettled and things, because crossing waterways was an open across roads and an easy point to attack people and stuff. Another one through urban legends through the cryptid community is that the covered bridges were designed because that was places where Bigfoot or Dogman would actually take people off the bridge, kind of like the old story that to me always reminds me of this Three Billy Goats Gruff, where the troll underneath the bridge is going to grab them and yank them off. And that's part of it too, right there. That way that even with that folklore and that old folk story, something can't come up from underneath and just grab you from the side and take you right off the bridge. So they put covers on them to protect them because you're completely vulnerable.
Well, clearly, in Europe and the UK, we didn't bother so much about that. We like the fear factor of running the bridge, the gauntlet of running the bridge. I don't know many. I don't know of any, actually, off the top of my head. I don't know if Richard does. In the UK.
Well, he said it here in the U.S. And, I had three, and all three of them are based on the same thing. It's just a matter of who was doing the attacking, whether it be Native American Indians or whether it be a dogman or some form of cryptid or whether it be some kind of folklore creature. Like, well, a troll would actually go and fall into the elementals and stuff, which would still be along the folklore. So it's all about the protection of somebody crossing an open area because you're vulnerable as hell crossing a bridge.
Yeah, like I say, though, I think it's probably more the Indian theory rather than the troll one because the troll is older and we surely would have had that ourselves over here, surely.
Yeah, but you got to also remember that it was mostly Eastern European people that came over here, and they brought some of their superstitions to a land that they had absolutely no knowledge of, so they were already coming over here with a little bit of a fear of the place anyway, so it's easy to spread superstitions even more so, which was, we'll build up walls and a bridge on it and a roof, and it will be protected.
Yeah.
Simpletons.
Wow,
it's funny because their bridges, a lot of them are still being used.
There's tons of bridges. There's what, 4 within 10-minute, 20-minute drive of our house?
Bloody Nora.
And there's actually here and there's some of our friends in southwestern Ohio here. They get a group of people together on motorcycles and they call it the Blues and Bridges Tour. And they have at the end of the ride they have a blues band play and stuff. But they actually go through, I think 4 counties and hit like anywhere between 6 to 12 covered bridges in just 4 counties alone.
Yeah, motorcycles.
And it's just like a 4-hour ride that they wind around through the country and stuff and cross all these old covered bridges.
I think that sounds like a fun day out, actually, apart from the motorcycle thing.
Oh, come on. You're not into motorcycles?
No, I could do a 3-wheel truck thing, one of them things, but I can't. Motorbikes, they scare the hell out of me.
Max, ask me these 3 questions and you may pass.
And that brings us to the Sphinx, who always used to ask a riddle to make, you could pass the Sphinx if you could answer his riddles. I don't know how. Well, we don't know about that one, do we?
And the mortal words of Gandalf: "You shall not pass."
I would not pass. I am useless at riddles. Useless.
Usually, the answer to your riddles in the first portion of the question.
Apparently so, but I am really bad at things like that. My brain does not equate in that way at all. Like, why are you asking stupid questions? Just let me pass. Idiot. Come on.
Karen's going to argue about why you get all these questions.
I start arguing. Start arguing with the Sphinx. Forget the fact that it's actually a Sphinx I'm arguing with. I would just have the argument for argument's sake.
If I let you pass, will you just shut up?
Yeah, that's kind of how it would probably go. Just let it pass. Far too.
Just go
my
on.
brain's melting.
Go on. Just as you go, just be quiet. Just go.
Just stop talking, woman, and just carry on. Oh dear.
So far off the topic.
Unless it was a man who probably wouldn't hear me going on and on and on anyway.
What?
Right?
If it was a male Sphinx.
What?
Did I lose? I hear Jay. Did I lose you all?
I know. It's late for me. Remember this. It's quite late for me.
Oh, wait a second.
Laurel.
You played it. I'm not even going to go there.
What did you hear?
I'm not even going to go there.
Seriously, what did you hear?
I heard Laurel.
Okay, so did
Laurel.
I heard kill me.
One time I heard Yanni, and one time I heard both of them together, and then every other time I've always heard Laurel. I've never even heard Yanni at all, even in passing.
Now, see, to me that was very clear.
Yeah,
very
that was really clear.
I've heard Yanni in concert. That did not sound like Yanni.
But we get this. I'll go back to this topic. We get this in songs, don't we? As well, where you think you hear a lyric, and all these years you'll sing the wrong lyric because that's what you've heard the first time you heard the song.
What's the comedian that does the whole thing about that? He actually sings the songs the way he thought he heard it.
He plays them like on that little player tape, that recorder tape.
Yeah.
And he stops
Peter
it and
Kay.
Yes.
Peter Kay, isn't it? Yeah, that is hysterical, guys. If you don't know that, he does it as a part of his tour. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. Check that out because it is absolutely hysterical. But you know what that's called when
What's
you
his name
hear
again?
a song? Peter Kay.
Peter Kay.
Yeah, he's really funny. It's actually called a mondegreen. Hearing a misheard song lyric is called a mondegreen.
Oh, here she goes with that Educate Jay bullshit again.
Oh, he's found it already.
Okay.
Gosh, you're quick, Dave. You need to slow it down a bit.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, misheard song lyrics can be hysterical.
I just now found it without Dave. Sorry, Dave, man. If I just waited 0.3 of a second, I would click your link.
That's okay, Jay.
Like I say, he was very quick.
I know.
Little premature there.
But yeah, really funny.
I had a comment, but then I realized that would sound really bad. So I said, nah, maybe not.
I love the way you filtered that. Normally you don't.
It's weird.
Oh, sorry, that's Jay.
Jay just filtered nothing. Carrie's got a beep button now over there in the UK for when she replays the show. She got to sit and replay it, listen to it while it replays. And she goes beep.
But
beep, beep.
I have to write down all the seconds. Coming up, we've got another bad word. Or...
It's like, oh shit, Jay's getting ready to talk. Just hold the button down. What did he say? Nothing that you need to hear.
Right?
Next week's show, Carrie's going to play double entendre. She's going to say something and just stop mid-sentence and let Jay finish it.
To be fair, there are plenty of times I've actually filtered halfway through a sentence, usually on the Dark Mirror show, and thought, no, I really, really can't say that. And there are other times where I've let it out, like the whole comment, because in my head it's meaning something completely different, and everyone's caught because I'm like, what? and then thought about what I said and gone, oh yeah, that didn't come out quite right, did it?
It's like those little cartoons where you have the angel in one corner and the devil in the other, and the devil's going, go ahead and say it. It's okay. It doesn't matter. They'll misunderstand it and think it's something that you're saying. The angel's like, no, probably shouldn't say that one.
But by then you said it, and the devil's going, woohoo! And got it to say.
My problem is that I have a devil on both shoulders, and one was going to dare you, and the other was going to double dog dare you. Now you got to do it. It's a double dog dare. You got to go in.
Wow. Well, there's a new concept out and about, what I've just heard about. I'm changing the subject completely. And this is haunted hide and seek. So you go to a haunted location, okay, and then you play hide and seek, basically.
We've done that.
Have you done that?
Absolutely. We used to do it at Post Town.
Kinda. We did. Well, no, we did do hide and seek.
Yes, we didn't even investigate. We just had a bunch of friends come over, and their kids were there, and of course the youngest kid was 14, 15,
Yeah.
and here's like me and Teresa in our mid 40s and stuff, or late 40s, and we're all running around Post Town when we lived there playing hide and seek in the school. Absolutely, we've done it more than once. We actually played Ghost in the Graveyard while we was in there.
And we went
in the gym and played Red Rover to see if we couldn't get some kind of activity that way.
But if you remember, Brian was hiding in the one room, and he heard somebody walk up to him.
Yeah, heard footsteps.
Thought for
right
sure
there.
that he was.
Nobody was near him,
and nobody was even near him.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we've done that several times. It's a blast. It's hard to find a location that will allow you to do it, because I was like, well, if you're just not going to take us investigating serious, I'm like, it's the spirit of a dead person. Who said they don't have a sense of humor still, jackass? Right. Just because you're sticking them out, don't mean everybody else is.
I mean, everybody wants to have fun.
Well, yeah, but as I say, this is a new series on YouTube that one of my friends is doing, and there's 3 of them. So you've got like one who's a seeker and 2 that are hiding, and he said it's absolutely brilliant fun. He goes, because there's like it adds another level to your haunted, to being in a haunted location.
So that means they got to have 3 people filming it. Each one's got to have their own camera so you can have their point of view.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
How can they be quiet and how can I give up their position and have the name for red light?
There was one person that got scared, and it emitted in a different way, and they found him because of the smell.
Oh, someone just shit themselves.
Because you're in a haunted location, so is that actually somebody coming to find you, or is that something else? Oh dear, the concept is awesome. I think it's so funny. That's been done by my friend Lee Roberts in the UK. It's on YouTube. I can't off the top of my head remember the program name, but I'll have to find.
Wait a minute. You bring this to our attention.
I know.
You can see it on YouTube, and now you have no way of getting us the information or the link to find out where we can.
No,
go see
I know. I am trying to find it while we're talking.
Oh my gosh, Carrie, what are you doing?
I know. It was talked about last night on the Haunted History Show. And I'm sure it's called Haunted something or other, but I'm going to find it because it is a bit of a para-whore, to be fair.
And yes, Max,
love him dearly. Haunted Events is his company, but I love this concept. I have to say, I'm going to have to.
We never thought about filming it, but we've done it, and it is absolutely amazing to do. It's a lot of fun. It puts a lot of energy into the air because you got people who are having fun with it and laughing and joking. You got people who are actually truly scared. So you have all forms of energy just being emitted off.
And when we did hide and clap, we got result. I mean, there was. Oh,
I was laying down against the wall.
The one that freaked me out was the window that busted, and nobody heard it.
Yeah, it fell 2 stories.
Yeah,
a window actually busted in the school, and a huge pane of glass fell 2 stories and smashed over top of the hood of a car. And nobody heard anything. We were actually on that floor. We was on that wing of the place at the time.
And then they had the one down in the gymnasium that busted.
We had the one that blew out, too, on another room, and it went, 30 feet across the parking lot? Pieces of glass did?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Nobody was in the building on that one. Nobody was even in the building on that one.
That one was in a locked room.
Yeah, the door of that room was locked. So the only thing we could figure out there was it was cold out and hot and cold, and the pressure built up with the... I don't know. And it blew it out. I don't know. Air draft or something. I don't know. We don't know what caused it, but it was kind of amazing, though. So you can
that sounds awesome.
We never could explain it. So we just left it as what it is, paranormal, because something we cannot explain scientifically yet.
Yeah.
Figure that shit out, but I couldn't.
Yeah, we were playing hide and clap, and one of our friends actually felt that she was it. She was trying to find everybody, and the person that's it is blindfolded. And
just like on the movie The Conjuring, we played the same way.
And Jay was laying on the floor.
Well, you don't have to hide because the person's blindfolded.
Right. He was laying on the floor up against the wall, and he could see her walking.
Who's going to look for an old fat man laying on the floor? Nobody.
And she kept swatting, saying, "Stop it, stop it."
She thought somebody was pulling on her jacket. And then
she got mad because she thought Jay and her husband were cheating.
Her head popped back at one time. She goes, "Quit pulling my hair," and hollered at her husband. She said, "Quit pulling my hair, Brian." And it kind of, her head bopped again. She went, "Damn it!" And she yanked her blindfold off and turned around. And there was nobody there. And she screamed and ran. She goes, "I'm not being hit no more. I quit."
I think it would be awesome to do that. I think I want to have a go of that. I think I would be scared. I think that's probably one time I probably would actually get a bit jittery.
But it's so cool though, because you get that whole, as an adult, you get that whole adrenaline from when you was a child. The nostalgia, the fun of it and stuff, and it was a great. And after that, and investigating, some people said they were having even more experiences. But being that it was in a elementary school, and then that was mainly the spirits supposedly of that people said they experienced a lot of children's spirits. Did we not put the energy into the air for the fun and the laughter of it, and that give the action to activity, or was it just our imaginations?
Well, it could be because, we talk about heightened senses and stuff like that, and like you say, it does add a different level to your investigation in regards to, your emotional state and your mental state. It's a haunted place. You're in a dark place on your own. It's almost like a lone vigil, but you're waiting for someone to jump out on you. More so than you would be normally.
And that was a problem with it because people like me, who can be a little bit of a asshole, was waiting for people who were it to come sneaking up on me and they go, and scare the hell out of them. It was great.
Oh, funny. So that was talked about last night on the Haunted History Show. So that was, I thought that was a brilliant idea. I'd not heard of it before, to be fair. Haunted hide and seek. I can't find the link, guys. I've been trying to. I can't find the link for it.
When you find the link, or send a message to your friend, send me the link and stuff, and I'll go follow his YouTube page, and I'll see if we can get a little bit more people watching over this way.
Yeah, that would be so cool. That would be cool. He's great fun, is Lee. I do like Lee Roberts.
Richard, thank you, Richard. I used to play hide and clap with an old girlfriend of mine, but I prescribed penicillin, and I'm all better now.
Lowers the tone there, Richard Clements, doesn't he?
Lord.
Nearly as bad as the comment you put in the Skype chat.
yeah, pretty much.
I didn't say nothing bad in the Skype chat.
I did.
Oh, dear. Oh, funny thing. So what, I think something like that, particularly if you've got children, like spirit ghost children, would be quite a fun type thing to play.
I was going to say, is that anything like playing demonic Duck Duck Goose?
What is Duck Duck Goose?
Oh my goodness! You don't know what Duck Duck Goose is?
No, I have no idea. Sorry, I have no idea.
You get a bunch of people together. Actually, you as children, you got a bunch of friends together, and you settle on in a circle. One person's it, and they go around tapping everybody on the heads. They go by them, duck, 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 duck. They could go around in a circle once or 20 times. It doesn't matter. But as soon as they holler goose, that person has to jump up and chase them. If the person saying duck gets back to the goose's spot and sits down before they get caught, then that goose is it. If they catch them, then that person has to go keep doing it again until they actually outrun somebody.
Bloody no, that sounds like a lot of hard work for fun.
Well, kids are kids.
We did it. Yeah, but we did it at the school on investigation.
But we actually had everybody sitting down and everybody saying duck, and one person just keeps saying duck, duck, and people's like, oh, something just touched me. Now, once again, was it something really touching them, or was it because we was enacting this, their memories and the environment?
But if you remember, I would say when you touch somebody, turn the light on, because we had a flashlight on the table, on the
and there was a few
shelf.
times somebody said something just touched me, and then the light
would come on.
Yeah, there was some synchronicity.
So there was
to it.
there was some
synchronicity. Sure, I can't even say the damn word.
That sounds awesome too.
That was kind of cool.
It's a matter of wherever we investigate, we'll be investigating here soon at an old cafe and diner. We will do some reenactments of like somebody being served and coming in the kitchen, all that stuff.
Yeah.
To see if you can't stimulate the energy from what is there. Why not use your environment to your advantage?
Absolutely.
Oh, completely agree with that. I mean, we've talked about the Singapore experiment before now, haven't we? Which is like playing music, recreating the atmosphere, that sort of thing. Before now. So this is just like another form of that, isn't it, really?
Absolutely. And but I enjoyed it with that because I enjoy the fact of being able to get to that level, because a lot of people's like, ooh, I wouldn't want to talk to a child spirit. That's gonna be something bad. Ooh, that's gonna be your superstitious imagination, you jackasses.
Really?
Oh, we've got people here that believe there is no such thing as children spirits. Those are all demons in disguise.
Oh. Yeah, demons in disguise.
Oh yeah.
Well.
Yep, and the Ouija board is a conduit to hell. Watch me open my 6 of them up and watch the door open. So that makes me think. We got 6 Ouija boards. If I put 5 of them in the shape of a pentagram and 1 in the middle, will it open a portal?
Mate, that has got to be tried.
I'm going to. I'll have to do it here because most places we go in the United States will not allow Ouija boards onto the premises. They are evil with the presence of Satan.
That's a true story.
Well, yeah.
With the gay list.
Yeah.
Let alone 5 of them.
Oh, could you imagine the outcry? But
So
there
at
are
the pentagram?
we've talked about this before. Yeah, we have talked about this before.
Yeah, less than 3 minutes.
Oh, gosh, already?
Oh, what if you did 5 mirrors facing each other in the shape of a pentagram?
I'll do it.
Whoa.
We got a minute and a half, so thank you guys for listening. Carrie, I love you. You guys say goodbye. I'm out.
A minute and a half. We
talk about mirrors facing each other. It just got interesting, and now you're going to end the show. What the hell?
I know. But that's called a devil's box, everybody. We do something like that in the UK. We put we'll talk about that another time.
There have been a number of hauntings that I've investigated that originated because of mirrors facing each other.
Facing each other, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will discuss this, but we won't be able to discuss it for 2 weeks because we will all be off next week.
Yeah, we're having a week off next week, guys. So yeah. But we'll be back the week after. And on that note, I think we must be running out of time now. And on that note, have a lovely week while we're not here. And we'll come back with mirrors. Good night.
Good night.
It's not easy having yourself.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.